Hello everyone, today we'll be talking about some environmental effects for our game Atomic Drifter. So yeah, to get started, I had to import this environment from one of our technical artists and then try to play around with how the environment is visualized, more on the colors and the effects that it has. So right now it's set to nighttime, and the weather is, sorry, let's check it right now. It's overcast, so let's just put it to clear for now, and then the time to maybe around morning. So as you can see, there's no fog, there's nothing, and it's just pretty much clear weather in this environment. So one thing I had to do is, so when I looked at the original environment, I guess some of the time here and the colors were a bit off, more like how the it's a bit technical, but it's just how the sun and the moon orbits around this place, so causing the lighting to change. And I noticed colors were a bit off for the sun and the moon and the fog. So there are a lot of things I had to change. So let's say, for example, the fog here, this one. When I looked at the original source of the game, it looked more like this, where it's like white, bright green. There's lots of clouds, and then there's a high bloom on the sun. So I went ahead and changed around the settings to make it look kind of like that. I think the sun had more bloom than that. Hold on, let me check the post-processing here. If you look at the bloom, just down here. Hold on. Actually, I can just search it. Yeah. Oh, sorry, hold on. Okay, there you go. So I had to change the setting. As you can see, the sun has more flare now. It's kind of a camera effect too, and everything's kind of foggy and brighter now from the post-processing effect here, kind of mimicking the way it is in Fallout. And another thing is the day and night cycle. So when I looked at the different states of the day, so let me show you right here. If you go to stylized toxic, which is the stylized sky, which is part of the Fab Store assets over here, this one, stylized dynamic sky and weather system. So in order to change around the settings, it's not just Unreal Engine. I had to look around the documentation, thanks to my brother for telling me about this, and we get to see some settings here that I could change. So I had to read up a bit on this, and as you can see, it's a bit closer now to how it would be in Fallout. And when we look at the different times of day, let's say this is around morning with a high fog. So let me change the fog back to, I guess it is. So as you can see, I took some screenshots of different states it could be in. Another thing is the weather. So this is clear. This is what would sunrise be. This is what day would be. This is sunset, and this is nighttime. And this is how it would look like when there's high fog the same days. And this is how it is for acid rain. So I saw this feature where you could add different climates. And let me go ahead and pull up acid rain. So there, as you can see, it has this effect now on the environment. which can be added into our game. You could have the ships side to side fighting during the different climates. This is when it's cloudy. So in order to reach that, there's lots of color and other stuff to change. Yeah, and so I had to look up on that and many other settings that make up the overall look here. Okay, so in the post-processing, after doing all of this, the coloring, different states of the day that we could use in different weather, changing all the tiny settings there. There's also this post-process volume, which kind of handles most of the post-processing, like bloom, which I already set, and as you can probably notice, maybe the nighttime isn't too dark, so that could be part of the post-processing. So let's put it to nighttime, actually, around 750 here, and maybe we can move the acid rain to something else, maybe like overcast. So as you can see, it's not that dark for being a nighttime, so we can change that using post-processing. And in the setting, there's the exposure. We can set it so it gets pretty dark, but not too dark during the nighttime, so it's very noticeable here. There's other settings in here as well that I can play around with, such as lens flare, but that's not too important, and depth of field. So if you want farther things to be blurrier, it could be part of what we can change. But yeah, I have to play around with the settings for us to get the better feel for the depth of field here. There's also temperature, but I don't think I need to change the temperature much since we're going for the green color, so blue and redder tint won't help so much. There's also saturation here, but I noticed that most of the preset colors already fixed to be like greenish and to fit the Fallout style, so I guess we can use this to change it to other colors, but in case you want to see there, maybe you want a bluish color, so I have to put it on the yellow side, and all the other colors here, which is part of the saturation. There's also contrast, gamma, gain, and other stuff. The rest of them are not too important. There's also stuff like film grain. Here, you can increase the film grain, make it look more like it's a bit radioactive. But yeah, there's lots of settings here we can play around and check with. But that should be it for what I did today. My next steps is I could provide like different color states, because there's lots of things to change. But I don't think that's too important since we are going for the Fallout 3 style anyways. Based on the prototyping board here, I can take a look at some of the stuff here that I can work on while waiting for some changes I can do to the scope and demo. Yeah, that should be it. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys next video. Bye.